Hey everyone, Chad Dad Deaky here again, and today I'm going to be teaching you guys how to kill Killa, the big K. Let's go. So to start with, killing Killa isn't necessarily so hard. You just got to know what you're doing, what ammo to use, and the pathing to use to be the most safe around him. So we're going to start off with the best weapons, and we're going to start with the best to worst considering the prices of them and how easily available they are to you and everything like that. First off, we're going to start with the Hunter. This is overall the best gun that you're going to use to kill him reliably that's cheap. With the Hunter, you don't even have to mod it technically, but if you don't want to have the iron sights on it, you want to have a little bit of a better chance of killing him easily and getting a better headshot, I do recommend going and putting the EKP 802 Cobra reflex sight on it as well. This is a very cheap sight for it. It's only about 10k. Let's go ahead and assemble it here and check it out. 10k. There we go. And right there, you got a gun right here that runs you about 37k, and you already have it ready to kill Killa. Now moving on to second place, we have the Kel-Tec RFB rifle, another very budget rifle as well that only sits at about 35 to 40k for the stock model. After building it, all you need to do is put the RFB scope mount rail on it, and then you could put iron sights on it if you want, if you're good with those. Or if you're like me, you would go up here and you can go put another cheap one on here. I would recommend the Cobra EKP. It's the same one as on the first gun, but it does not have the side mount on it. Another very cheap option, and it runs it at about 40 to 50k. Moving on to third place, we have the M1A. While I would just leave it stock, you can go ahead and mod it out as well. I do have one up here that you can look at as well that's a little modded out, so you can make them get pretty nice looking if you want, but honestly it's really just going to come down to the ammo you're using. So if you just want to go buy a stock M1A, it's probably going to be your best choice. They're very cheap. They sit at about let's see real quick, 55,000 rubles, so there you go. Only about maybe 10k more than the RFB Kel-Tec, so you're not paying too much more. This is the gun I would actually recommend using. It's the one I like using the most, but it is a little bit more expensive. The Hunter is probably going to be your best budget one, but the M1A, you can't go wrong with it. This is the one I would use to go in there with, and I've killed them many times even with the stock one that I'm showing you right here. This is going to be a really good choice to use, and I'm going to show you how to mod this one just to about the same way that before. Usually on this one you want to go ahead and go mod it, and I'm going to leave it stock as well. All I'm going to do on this one is I'm going to put this little mount on it. You can either use either one of these you want, and on top of that I'm going to do the same thing I did before. I'm going to put the Cobra on it. Build that. Comes out to about 20k for those. Purchase those. Build that together. There we go. We got our M1A ready to go now. The ammo used for all previously shown weapons is M61. The reason it's used is because it can effortlessly pin class 6 at over 100% rate, and almost even pin class 7 if it was a thing. If you don't have any M61 but have some M993 sitting around, also use that as well. As you can see, Killa's face shield is level 6 and his helmet is level 4, so it will glide effortlessly through there and pretty much kill him in 1 to 2 shots no matter what. While a lot of you are going to probably use M80 as well and ask me, well Deaky, why can't I use all this M80 I have sitting in my stash? Well, because it doesn't pin class 6 reliably. It does pin class 4 reliably, but you got to deal with RNG at that point, and you don't want to ever give Killa a chance. You want to kill him before he even has a shot. Killa spawns in the middle of the interchange mall next to Brutal and inside the Kiba hallway most typically. Pay attention to the angles used here because they will come into play later in the video when it actually comes time to start actually killing him. The red circles shown here are the common spots Killa will path to after spawning, are the key areas you want to pay attention to when first going to these angles, and peek first and make sure that he does not see you before you see him. The other common spawns he has is inside of Brutal right here and right there in that corner. There's also the one in Mantis as well that you'll see me kill him in later in the video, right here. Other common places, if not found in the Kiba hallway, Brutal, or Mantis, will be further back near the tents of Goshen, or even further up near the front of the mall, inside of the 2 stores, National and Viking. Now that we know what guns and ammo to use to kill Killa, there's also a little bit of things you should do before you begin to go in. While I'm not going to bring in a helmet or anything, because typically, like I said, if he's going to shoot at you, you're going to die regardless. One thing that is very important to bring is you are going to want to bring an SJ6 stim, which you're going to be seeing right now. What this stim does is it lets you run for a lot longer than you typically do, and after about 5 minutes, you'll see your guys start fading out like it looks like you're losing energy. Don't be alarmed by it. It will go away in about 45 seconds after it starts. That's just the stim wearing off. Another thing to remember when using an SJ6 stim is to put it inside of your tactical rig or your pockets. In doing so, you're able to hotkey it to one of the numbers corresponding below, and to do so, all you need to do is drag it to whatever one you want or click the corresponding number on it. Another interesting tip that you may not have known of is that you can also keybind any of your meds, any other stims, or drinks, food, or even a pistol. After spotting, make sure to immediately pop your SJ6. You don't necessarily need to use it, but it will make you get there significantly faster, especially if you don't already have maximum stamina. If you come from this way, whenever you get to Rash, you're going to want to start being careful. Killa can spawn right here in the hallway as noted before, and you're going to want to start getting a little bit more cautious once you get close. This is going to require just pretty much who can fire first. There we go. He hurt me, but right in the head. Let's see what we did to him. Yep, I killed him right through the helmet. It took about 2 shots maybe. I'm not exactly sure how many it took to kill him, but there we go. That's how you do it, boys. The W key style is very skill based, so it does require having good reflexes to be able to kill him before he gets a flick on you, but there are times where you may even find him slipping, just like this time. When fighting Killa from range, I typically approach him from 2 different angles. Starting in Figaro, I come out to the donut area, 2nd floor above a hole in the ground, and I try to check and see if he's in the hallway. If there's no one in the hallway of Kiba, then I will move to my 2nd spot. Now that you're in the middle of the mall, you're going to want to start being really careful because players and scabs will be all around right here. In front of Jacob and Jacob, there would be a very good spot right here where you can peek down to make sure Killa isn't hiding behind any of the boxes or behind the truck right there. So now that we're at the escalators, I'm going to begin to slowly walk down. And you want to begin looking inside of Brutal. Make sure, there he is. Boom. Just like that, same spot as before, he was sitting in a crouch, didn't even know I was there. See how easy that was? He didn't even look at me. As you can see, killing Killa at range is rather easy, but it's a little bit more risky due to the player infested areas that you do have to go through in order to get to the areas that are good at shooting him from, and also risk other players killing him before you do. Another important thing to remember to bring in after killing Killa is a mule stim if you're ever having trouble getting his gear out of raid due to endurance problems. Don't let the beginning of the video scare you away from other guns though. Any gun can really be used to kill Killa, it just might use more ammo which could make it less cost effective. Any of these guns such as the M4 or even the HK or even this DTM DR762 which uses the same ammo as the ones previously shown are all very capable. Even an SVD shown here is very capable as well. Any snipers can really one-shot Killa through the helmet as long as you get a headshot, but are a lot harder typically to use, so I would stick with the original ones if you're not comfortable using other guns to kill him.
You let your mama loose in here!